Hey yo, what's going on, guys? Another podcast episode in my 21 podcast episode journey. Let's get straight into it. I can't even remember. I think this is number 16, maybe something like that. We're grinding now. Should be good. We're in those last couple days. But today I just wanted to talk about basically kind of that hustle culture that I feel like is major thing in the world right now, or it's almost kind of like frowned upon or talked about in a negative way and that type of stuff. And I just wanted to kind of come in, share my thoughts, hopefully contribute something on my personal journey with kind of hustling and grinding really hard for something. But these are just kind of, I just have a couple talking points that I kind of wanted to come in. And basically, I guess just to define it, I guess hustle culture is kind of that glorification of grinding and no days off and constantly working, and there's no time for anything else, and you're just go 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 always at all points, no matter what. And that's just kind of where I feel like it's been looked at or frowned upon because it's seen as like, oh, how can you do that? Like, you should have balance, that type of stuff. And I've been in periods of my life where I have been in that. Like, I have grinded really hard, working like 18 hours a day. I did a couple 27-hour shifts, grinding really really hard, working my ass off, and still going to the gym and grinding in those ways, and all of that stuff. And it's weird because I feel like those are some of the moments in my life where I am the most proud of who I was in those moments, because I know, like, in a way what I'm capable of. But I feel like, and it just for me, if I was to give advice to my younger self, say I was in my like younger 20s, anywhere from about 16 to about, I would say, about like 27. In those years, I felt like it was beneficial for me. Like, I did not. I felt like I had the energy. I enjoyed the grind. It felt like it made me become the type of person of who I wanted to be. And I really enjoyed it. And I don't think there was anything wrong with me pushing myself, because I felt completely capable and I had the energy, and I felt like it was beneficial for me, and I'm glad that I did it, and I'm glad that I hustled really hard, because it proved to myself like how hard I can truly work, and I know what I'm capable of if I set my mind to something. And like, that's where it kind of resonates. I feel like the hustle culture, or I guess just that state or that thought process, really resonates with super super ambitious people, or people who kind of want that more. They have the idea of becoming self-made, or entrepreneurs, or people who really want to thrive. And I feel like more professional side of things. Like, I feel like people who adopt this usually are trying to progress quickly in their financial aspects of their career. Is generally where that hustle culture kind of comes in. I mean, obviously, it could be for fitness and things like that as well. But there's also, I mean, I definitely wanted to come and talk about, I guess, some of the things where it becomes toxic or unhealthy for you or others. And I feel like that's when it gets to the point where you feel like it's sacrificing your health, your and or your relationships. I think is where it gets really tough. And that's where it can get a bit on the negative side, because you're literally becoming, it's affecting your health in a negative way. And I think that's where you have to draw that line, because if you're not healthy, like, there's really, like, you could have $10 million and you could be very unhealthy, and all you would wish for is to be healthy again. So I think that's where that toxic side of hustle culture comes in. But the one thing, I guess, that I have found, or in my journey, is it's kind of funny when people say, like, oh, you're gonna burn out, or things like that. And for just the thought process that I generally have found is, I don't feel like you burn out if it's something that you enjoy doing. Like for me, I was working 18 hours a day, but it was in like a leadership field where I really liked leadership and I loved what I did every day, and I didn't feel like it was 18 hours a day. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I would go home and be like, wow, that was a long day. I'm pretty tired. But I would still go to the gym. I would still do that. But at the same time, like, I generally did the best I could with the knowledge and tools and skills that I had at the time to make sure I still had a social life. I definitely still hung out with my friends, and I still hung out with my family, and I still made time for my partner, like my girlfriend at the time, and I did everything I could to kind of try and balance those things. But I also realized that that pursuit of my goal and that hustle that I had to get there was also part of me. And I realized that burning out, it wasn't affecting me because it was what I wanted to do, and I spent my time generally doing what I wanted to do, and I really enjoyed my work, and it was a blast doing it. So that's where I feel like and I don't think for one, I just don't ever think you should judge or put your own perception of your life into other people, because I feel like you can share lessons and you can document and you can try to help people along the way, but at the end of the day, like, every single person in the world is different and resonates with different stuff. And I think that that's the key, is people can look back at my life and say, oh, you were unbalanced or that was unhealthy, but I was like, I was fit, I was doing everything I wanted to do, I was making decent money, I was enjoying what I did all the day, like every day. And yeah, at the end of the day, I'm tired, or I was really exhausted at that point. But like, so was pretty much everybody else. And I feel like at the end of the day, I like the days where I know where I like pushed myself harder than belief, because it knows that I like left it all out there. And I would like to have way more days where I know that I'm like, have anything, like I have zero left in the tank. Like, that's what I like. I like those days. I like the days where I go really, really hard in the gym and I worked my ass off for something that I feel in my heart that I want to do, and I progressed forward and I made a difference and I made the impact and I got the project done and like all of that stuff. It doesn't matter if I worked 18 hours a day on it and I went to gym and like I pushed myself in all those things because it was what I wanted to do. So I think that's the difference between like the hustle culture and the truly just being ambitious and like pursuing your goals and dreams. The difference is, if you're only hustling because you want the money or the success or the status to prove something to other people, that's where I feel like it gets toxic and unhealthy, is because you're doing it for the wrong reasons. Like for me, I want to grind as hard as I can in all my things because I want to make impact. I want to help people. I want to make a difference in the world. I want to truly, truly be a person who is capable of helping as many human beings on this world or on this earth. I want to be that. And in order to be a person capable of that, I have to work my ass off and I have to become articulate and persuasive and confident and compelling and interesting and so many things. And I have to hustle. I have to do it. I got to work my full-time job. I got to do this. I got to do my challenges. I got to make sure I'm fit. I got to make sure I'm healthy so that I can do this for a long time and focus on longevity. And all of this is very uncomfortable. And I am hustling, but it's all what I want to do. And something that I've realized just maybe in the last 5 years is sometimes it's not about how hard you're hustling. It's your leverage. Like, how much can you get out of one pull rather than having to like constantly grind. Like, what can you do to set yourself apart to be a higher leverage individual, to give yourself bigger opportunities? And this is what we could talk about last podcast, of like that preparation that gets you to that opportunity. So when it comes, you're just ready to go. You smash it. It's boom. That opportunity is a chance to like deliver your true greatness and become the person. And like, that's your dream. It's like when you walk on stage and everyone announces you and you're like, holy shit, we made it. You know, I made it. I did it. I did the thing. and things like that. And like those are the days that I'm hoping to get to. I want to walk out on a stage and be public speaking and be helping change lives and make a big difference and inspire people all over the world. And eventually I have a feeling that I will get there because I'm doing the things like this right now. And I'm constantly trying to better myself so that eventually I will have prepared enough over my 20s and my 30s and my 40s and my 50s and my 60s where I can get to the point where I am a type of person who people want to listen to. And I genuinely think that if people listen to me now, granted, like I have so much knowledge and I have so much stuff that I want to share with the world, and I'm working on getting it out. But that's where I'm hustling. But again, hustle culture versus, I want to come up with a different word. I don't even know what that is. Just hard work, I guess. But instead of hustle, like now it's just a healthy hustle. So that's just kind of what I wanted to talk about in this episode. And finding things that you don't burn out on. Like I can pretty much go to the gym right now in my life with the health that I have, and granted biology and genetics and all the other stuff behind me that I have on my side. I can go to the gym every day and I don't really get burnt out. I'm pretty good with that. Like I was able to run every day and I didn't get burnt out. Like there were so many things. Like obviously I'm sore and I'm tired, but it's like you can still push past pain and grow past it and all that stuff. But so I guess one thing or questions to ask yourself if you feel like you're in the hustle culture versus like just true ambition and pursuing your goals is like, what are you doing it for? Because I think if you're doing it to become a type of person, hustle. Like go as hard as you possibly can and grow as much as you possibly can in a way that makes you feel incredible about yourself and incredible about who you surround yourself with. Like go as hard as you can, because there's like, what are you gonna lose? Like I have a feeling that like anybody that like I lose along the way who doesn't support me becoming that type of person who I want to be, I'm like, okay, good. Like if you don't support me in becoming this, then that's fine. You don't have to be around me. But I just want to be around people who want to be around me and want to spend time with me and like the fact that I am who I am and I pursue big stuff. Like I just want to be around people like that. And I don't think there's anything wrong with people who don't want that or people who want bigger than I want. Like I just think be around people who you want to be around. Do the things that you want to do with your life. Work as hard as you possibly can on something that you enjoy and you love, and that you can look back on your life and say, damn, what an awesome life I lived. And I think that is the difference, because when you do it and you hustle and you hustle and you hustle and you grind and you grind and you grind and you stack money and you stack money and stack money, and then what? You get to the end and you're just like, okay, yeah, I have all this money, but then you get sick and then no one's there to help you. No one's there to support you. You don't have anybody by your side that has your back. Like that sounds like a pretty miserable existence to me. And what I want is just to be able to live a life where I hustle on the things that I love. I do it with people that I love. And I support who I want to support. I chat with who I want to chat with. And I try to make as big of a difference in this world as I can. And there's going to be tons of down times and miserable times and places and rough patches and times where I'm going through things that there's no way I could have planned for, and it's miserable and it sucks, and it could be months, it could be years, there's so much pain in life, but like I have the resilience, and as long as you can control the day-to-day and control your controllables, you can pretty much hustle through it. But do it for the right reasons and make sure that you're hustling for genuine greatness and not just achieving to achieve to buy the big house and the Lambo and all that stuff. Like find your thing that just sets your soul on fire, and then pursue it with everything you have. Because I feel like if you live a life where you're truly pursuing your greatness, you want to work all the time on it, because it's what you love. Has nothing to do with this is work. And the people who love to, it's like the quote where like, the one who loves walking will walk further than the person who's just going the distance. Like, it's like, if you just like the journey and you just like walking, you're just going to walk and walk and walk and walk. And then by enjoying that, you're just going to get further ahead. So just find the thing that you like walking. Find your walking and pursue it and go and go and go. And then just don't give up until you hit the fucking ultimate level of yourself and you just are good. And then you could be complacent. And then you can go golfing every day and chill on the beach and do whatever you want to do. And then do that for 6 months. And then you're like, you know what? I want to build something else. And you build something else. And it's like so many things. But I guess this is just kind of another, I didn't prepare this one at all. I literally just popped in my head and now we're just going. But I just feel like the hustle culture is a good thing for finding what you enjoy and delivering on what you're capable of. But then once it becomes burnout is when you're unhealthy and it's truly affecting your health, and if you're doing it for the wrong reasons. Those two, it's not worth it. Just stop. Just it's not worth it. So just don't even do it. But if you're hustling, you're grinding because of who you want to become and preparing, like getting there to become the person you need. So when your opportunity meets your preparedness, you're fucking ready to go. And that opportunity, you're just ready to take it on and destroy and really smash it. Like, kudos to that. And I encourage you to give it your everything plus more. And I think that's what I wanted to come talk about, and that's the difference between hustle culture and a healthy hustle. I don't know. I got to come up with a word. There's got to be something. I'm probably just not articulating it very well, but that's what I want to come talk about in this episode. So hopefully we contributed something in this episode of Contribution with Connor. Hope everyone's doing incredible. It's another episode for today, so let's continue grinding and get this done. But all the best, guys.